So tell us now what you are going to do to reduce
First of
this
all,
price
I
to
want to
253.
thank my colleague Senator for accepting the fact that the chief diplomat of our country, President William Ruto, has continued to still raise the flag of our nation globally. In fact, to the extent a couple of weeks ago, I think last week, we had the Africa Forward Summit, where President William Ruto was also actually championed for it to have been here in Kenya. You can imagine the amount of business, the amount of foreign exchange, the amount of work that Kenya got on account of that. And of course, talking about the agreements that were written that would bolster the businesses. Like I saw also even the tea farmers, the tea space, the opening of business for us to be able to export to quality tea to France, and so many other things that we can talk about. The reason why, even when the president had gone to Kazakhstan for the official visit that had already been pre-planned, on the aspect of talking that the president should have left everything that he was doing there to come and handle fuel crisis, the president has a solid team back here in Kenya.
A solid team that we saw also, yes. The CS, saying we are waiting for the president to come and address this particular issue.
A solid team that was able to engage, because it's a government that engages. And by the way, when you talk about the issue of fuel, when you talk about the issue of taxes, it is all plain for all of us to be able to see. Isn't that not true? The taxes that you're talking about, it's an engagement. I did mention, listen,
we need to engage and ask. Let me ask a critical question, because also we had the president
I had a flow of thought,
giving a sanction that we have inter-ministerial, meeting, where now we had this particular pronouncement yesterday from, the Energy CS and the Ministry of Transport as well, and the Ministry of Interior. Did they have to wait for the president now to make this particular call? If you're talking about competent leaders, because we had also the CS saying we are still waiting for the president to be back home so that we may have the way forward. And he had made the announcement, just a moment, he made the announcement that, come next month, there's not going to be any revision of the prices until, we are talking about June the 14th, where now EPRA will make a new pronouncement of the fuel. So is the government also insensitive to the needs of, is the center really speaking to the periphery? That's the question I should ask.
Kibao, I did mention that at the initial time where the price spike, the government acted so swiftly in, one, reducing the taxes from 16% to 8%. That is fact, and all of us appreciate that. Isn't that not so? Secondly, was to now open up onto the subsidy, because I had Senator Omogen here talking as if there is nothing that was being done by government. Of the 17 billion shillings that was there for the subsidy, they expended 6.2 billion to be able to subsidize, particularly on the aspect of diesel, which is the one that drives not only the economy, all the manufacturing industries, the electricity here, because there is also thermal electricity that is provided by the use of diesel. All our vehicles, the large vehicles that are moving around this town. And so those were the initiatives the government did. In the second month, they have also again used another 5 billion. Now, when you come and say that, I wanted to discount the fact that the president did not need to leave a very important engagement that he was
having. He must get the award.
He has been, and definitely you would expect the president to also be, following up and engaging the leaders back home to make sure that everything is stabilized. When I spoke about the aspect of Kenyans having gone on strike, which I agree, even myself, I'm a businessman, I have also have to think about the adjustment of prices of my services to my clients, which of course is unsettling. But this is a global issue. It is not a matter that is only affecting Kenya, all right? And Kenya has made great strides. If you hear what other countries are going through, within regional, just within, it is even worse off. And finally, the other day, we were discussing and saying, if we are now to take away the 8%, then we need to create a trade-off. Are you willing then that we do not repair the roads? Like in my case, I come from a constituency that just recently, there have been a lot of rains. It's a productive country. It's an agricultural place. 70% of my constituency we grow tea.
Yeah.
So does it mean that now the roads will not be passable in my constituency on account of the fact that temporarily we are addressing the issue of fuel? What happens in the long term to the lives, the ripple effect is going to be created if those roads are not being made. So I think we need to look at it. Also, the other day we were saying the taxation that we have all goes into the one basket of, say, for instance, the capitation in schools and the various other things. I said the government is not does not do business. It collects taxes to be able to run its affairs. And therefore, even as we look at the trade-off, and I'm sure that is the conversation we say, the industry leaders, please come on the table, plus the leaders of our country, the CS for roads the other day, I saw him, the CS Energy, and of course the following day came in Murkomen and the rest, to engage with the industry leaders on a table of a conversation. And I want to thank those leaders because they take the bold step, unlike the hardline positions the opposition is taking, to say, okay, we understand the situation, let's give ourselves 1 week, we still look at which are the other options that are available for us to be able to pursue. Because this is a crisis that's affecting us. But I repeat, it is not us alone. It's across the globe.
All right.
But tomorrow, should there be no war, by the way, tomorrow, should the war just cease tomorrow, you know, we are back.
All right. So we had the issue of